Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
All right, y'all, welcome back. Today's Saturday, April 4th, 2026. It's the Easter weekend. Got a lot going on today. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to record. I'm going to have two things going on at the same time. First thing, sandblast. We got the dude scheduled to be here around 9 o'clock. Been waiting a couple weeks for this. Got to get all this crap out of here. He's going to sandblast the inside of the bed, the underside of the bed, the door jambs, excuse me, all around the doors, the tailgate, and under the cab. I remember on the last Truckin Tuesday, we asked for opinions on what the stuff costs. The guy's charging $650 to do this, and that price is actually lower than what everybody was bidding. People were around the $1,000 range, but $650 cash, mobile sandblaster. The downside is it makes quite a mess, in the driveway, but we can clean it up. The other thing going on today, 62 work as usual. I don't know what the plan is really on that. Hopefully Bobby's bringing back some more parts from Chrome. I doubt the back bumper. I doubt anything in the back. Where we last left off on that, the gas tank is done. You guys seen the video on that. I believe he said the door handles and the side stripe is ready, but that needs paint. So probably mess with the wiring. Dakota, I really don't know. I believe we're gonna have a special guest today, so they're gonna be working on that while we're epoxying stuff once the sandblaster's done. It was like 80% chance rain, but I think it kind of died down to like 30. Of course, it was like 70% chance rain yesterday. It didn't rain a drop. So we should have been a weatherman instead of working on cars, because with a weatherman you can be right or wrong and still get paid, huh? Anyways, I think the bed is gonna blast pretty good, man. I mean, there's gonna be some dents and stuff, but I don't think we're really focused on that part. We're just looking for, man, there's so much crap in here. We're just looking for a clean look and get it in epoxy and then color match Raptor when the time comes. This has been basically a dumpster bin since it's been here. We got all this stuff in here. All this got to come out. We got to move around. We got about an hour before the dude gets here. Bring you guys back. All right, so we were able to beat the rain yesterday. Got all the parts staged for the guy. The tailgate and the bed are, they're solid. They're just pretty well beat up. This thing was used as a truck, so you can expect some dents in the bed and stuff like that. Underside of the cab's real solid. Here's the bed. You guys seen it before. The way it looks there, it looks like it doesn't have any dents. That's kind of what I was expecting or anticipating, but it does have its share of dings and stuff. The doors are OEM doors. They're not original to the truck. We bought them a while back, and man, they cleaned up real nice. We haven't bodyworked any of the outside yet, but after sandblasting the jambs, they cleaned up, like brand new, basically zero rust. Here we are getting ready to spray the tailgate in epoxy, and it's mixed 1-to-1, so it's full strength stuff. I don't know, this gun started malfunctioning today. I ended up throwing it away. I don't know, it just seemed like it wasn't putting out material. It could have been that the epoxy was gray going over this gray blasted metal. It gave the illusion, but I don't know, the gun was just sputtering. This is like the third time that's happened, so I just chunked it. I've had that gun, man, probably like 7 years, and I switched to the V-bore, which still works. Doors cleaned up excellent, man. I think the doors are going to be good. They do have a couple dents and stuff, but overall, man, it's going to be a good solid door. I'm glad he bought them. after first coat on the door, I did second coat on the tailgate. So essentially everything got 2 coats. We were just kind of spraying it as the parts were done. So didn't really give it any time to flash rust. I think we end up spraying a little over 2 quarts. Here's a shot of the dude sandblasting and the mess it makes. Man, the day before we did this, it was really windy, and I was kind of hoping the wind would continue to blow all this stuff out, but it really didn't. So we're working in a cloud of sanding dust. Man, it got all over the house, got in the garage. Luckily, we've done this before, and I know that, so we covered up the 60 with plastic sheeting to keep all this sand off of it. Man, we have an infestation of love bugs down here. They are everywhere. I mean, there's thousands of them floating in the air. But surprisingly, in the little room that we sprayed everything in, there was no love bugs in it at all. So maybe the SPI is a love bug deterrent. You can see here the guy has a little mobile setup there with a generator on the trailer or whatever. And he went to town, man. This process took him about 2 hours. Did a real good job. I noticed when he did the tailgate was warm to the touch. So I wouldn't go sandblasting big flat panels, on only structural stuff. Here's some more footage of the dude sandblasting. Not really a whole lot to show, but he's been coming out since 2018. I think he's probably came out at least 5 times to do this. Like I said earlier in the video, he charged $650, and this is his little rig here. Overall, I like his services. I like his prices. Probably going to use him a little bit on the 63. I don't know what extent or how far I'm going to take the 63 yet. Honestly, haven't even unloaded it from the trailer. So, but he's definitely good at what he does. Here is the truck bed, all sandblasted and clean. Like I said, he just did the inside and did the underside. We didn't have him do the outside panels, even though I don't think they can be any more damaged than they already are, but we already took those down and got them in epoxy. All right, so to spray the bed, the truck bed, we stood it up like this. And actually, thinking about it, this would have been really good practice experience for my buddy to spray. Because, I mean, essentially it's the bottom of a bed and the inside of a bed of a truck. So if you get a run or a sag or dry spray or anything of that nature, you could just recoat it. It would have been a good opportunity to learn or to kind of, I guess, memorize, distance, overlap, speed, things like that. But we were trying to get these things blasted or coated as soon as he was done sandblasting before the rain came. And so this room is not big enough for all those parts. So, I mean, pretty much as the dude was done blasting, we moved it right in, blew it off, and went to spraying. So really didn't have much time, to, I guess, mess around, you can say. We did get everything done. It took the guy about 2 hours to get everything sandblasted. So here I am with the Vevor, really hosing it on, versus the other DeVilbiss import gun. All right, so we're getting ready to spray the cab here. So something I wanted to touch on was I sometimes get some comments or I read things about people, they have things sandblasted and then they go and they want to use the wax and grease remover. You don't have to do that. There's no wax and grease on it because it's been sandblasted. It's clean metal. All you got to do is blow it off, blow the sand off of it. Make sure you don't touch it. You know, I mean, it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world, but you don't want to. Your oils from your hands. You put your hand on here, and then we come back next week. This is going to be rusted right here. The whole thing will be surface rusted, but this will be darker. It'll be more rusted. So the oils in your hands do contaminate. But if you try and use the wax and grease remover with a towel, it's going to snag because the surface is rough. It's a sandblasted surface. It's going to snag, it's going to leave little lints, and it's just going to make a mess. So all you got to do is blow it out, vacuum it. When you blow it, you know, you can hit it in here, you know, all these holes, you know, and sand's going to come out. Like, there's still so much sand in there right now, you're never going to get it all out. It actually takes longer to blow it out than it does to actually spray it. You know, but so far we've gotten everything done. This is last. The bed, you know, looks pretty good. A little tech tip you guys saw when I was doing it was I honed in the fan and made the fan way narrower, way more narrow, so you can hit it in here, out here. Because if you have a regular fan pattern and you go to try and hit it in here, it's all going to come right back at you. It's going to get all over you. It's going to get all in your face and everything. So I like to hone the fan in and work further away. But if you don't, you know, cut back your fluid, you're going to get a run. I did get a little bit right there. We're not too ashamed of that. So far, what did we spray? Two quarts, and we got about 20 ounces left. But I think this would be good. So it's solid. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's good. The bed is good. The bed cleaned up nice. The tailgate cleaned up great. The door jambs were easy. That cleaned up real nice, man. But you know, dude did a pretty good job of blasting. So let's get to spraying, man. Same old stuff. You guys seen it over and over. Excuse me. We're just going to spray what we got. We're going to get at least one coat, but all right, time for the cab. Pretty cute seeing this truck cab on a rotisserie like that. It's definitely not used to things that small. But overall, man, this cab is pretty solid, man. That's original floors. Of course, the cab corners and the sections of the rockers have been replaced previously. But as far as like the floor pan and everything, it's solid, man. So after today, there's, you know, really no need for rust. There's no more rust repair. I'm trying to think as I talk here. You know, now we're going to move on to, you know, trying to bang out dents, trying to pull out dents, and blocking, putting filler, you know, and stuff like that. So overall, I think so far we've used 1 whole gallon of epoxy and 1 whole gallon of activator, and then probably like another 10 ounces out of each. 10 ounces of epoxy, 10 ounces of activator of a new gallon kit that he bought for this. So just to give an idea on how much, you know, material has been used. Everything is in epoxy now. The fenders, the doors, the tailgate, the cab, the bed,
the dash, the inside of the cab, the firewall, everything is in epoxy up to speed. So now we can move forward with the bodywork that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. So we'd like to have this thing painted. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm trying to aim for June.
All right, here we are, end of day. We got it back on the cart. It's dry enough for that. Pretty dry to the touch, actually. Yeah. A little run. So it's coated, it's blasted, protected. I don't know. What about Raptor and then a rubber mat? This would be Raptor, the wheels would be Raptor, but we wouldn't see any of the dents.
Yeah. Either that or the kit. They sell a wood kit, like a bed kit that goes around.
On top of it?
Yeah.
Maybe. But it took the dude 2 hours. It would have taken us 2 weekends. So I think it was money well spent. Some of the factory seam seal are still intact. Some of it cracked up there. Tailgate's looking real nice, real good. A couple dingers. Doors are in the other shop. Rotisserie. The cab's on the rotisserie. What you think, man?
Good deal.
Everything's one color now.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think next up for this truck, body work on the cab. Knock that out, set it to the side, which is like a day's worth of work.
Yeah. Block party.
Yep. Anyways, man, bring you guys back next time, Truckin' Tuesday.